This video is about she walked in the rain and the billionaire changed everything. If this story inspires you, please like the video, share it with loved ones, and write in the comments how it touched your heart. The sky hung heavy over the small coastal town of Marlow, a quilt of greys and blues that spoke of impending rain. For Ava Lawson, today felt like yet another drop in the bucket of monotony. She pulled her thin cardigan closer around her shoulders, the chill of the morning creeping in as she hurried to her job at the local bakery. The aroma of fresh bread sometimes masked the weight of her worries, but today was different. Today, the clouds mirrored her heart heavy and leaden. Ava had always been a dreamer. As a child, she believed in magic and endless possibilities, spinning tales of adventure while her mother would bake in their tiny kitchen. That magic faded with the years, replaced by the hard realities of adulthood. Since her mother's passing 3 years ago, the world had dimmed, each day merging into the next like ink blurring on paper. "Hey, Ava, you okay?" Her best friend, Lily, called from across the counter, breaking her reverie. Lily was a burst of sunshine in a world that often felt grey. Her laughter was infectious, but today even that seemed muted. "Yet, just lost in thought," Ava replied, forcing a smile. She kneaded the dough with a precision that belied her inner turmoil. The bakery was her refuge, the scent of yeast and sugar anchoring her to the present. But bills loomed large, and the little bakery struggled to stay afloat amidst rising costs and dwindling customers. "Ava, the coffee machine is acting up again," Lily said, her brow furrowed in concern. "Can you take a look?" "Sure thing," Ava responded, her heart sinking. The coffee machine was the lifeline of the bakery. Without it, mornings would fall flat. She wiped her hands on her apron and walked to the back, steeling herself against fresh challenges. As she tinkered with the machine, her mind wandered. Ava had fantasized about a life filled with travel, laughter, and adventure, far from the confines of Marlow. Now it felt as if those dreams were buried beneath layers of bills, responsibilities, and grief. Just as she was about to give up on the coffee machine, a loud clap of thunder echoed outside, startling her. Rain began to pour, a relentless downpour that washed over the town like a cleansing tide. In that moment, she remembered her mother's words, "Ava, sometimes you just have to walk in the rain to feel alive." With a sigh, she decided to take a short break. Stepping outside, the rain pelted against her skin, invigorating and cold. She closed her eyes, allowing the droplets to wash away her worries. She walked along the cobblestone streets of Marlow, her thoughts dancing between memories and dreams. Across town, in a world of luxury and privilege, Ethan Wilder stood by his floor-to-ceiling windows, gazing out at the storm. The billionaire had everything anyone could desire: wealth, power, and success. Yet a gnawing emptiness lingered within him, a constant reminder that material riches didn't equate to happiness. Ethan often lost himself in his work, poring over spreadsheets and meetings, but the thrill had ebbed away. He craved something more, something real. Today, as the rain battered against the glass, he felt an unusual pull to venture outside, away from the confines of his penthouse office. "Sir, your schedule," his assistant began. "Change it," Ethan interrupted, surprising himself. "I am going for a walk." The assistant blinked in confusion but nodded, accustomed to his whims. As Ethan stepped out, the rain drenched him almost instantly, but for the first time in years, he felt alive. He walked without a destination, letting the storm guide him. Meanwhile, Ava had wandered to the park, a small oasis amidst the town's bustle. The trees swayed gently in the wind, their leaves shimmering with the rain. She watched as children splashed in puddles, laughter mingling with the sound of falling drops. There was beauty in their joy, a reminder that happiness often lay in the little things. Then, through the haze of rain, she noticed a figure, a man, drenched yet smiling as he played with a golden retriever. The dog bounded toward her, shaking off excess water. Ava laughed, a genuine sound that burst forth like a dam breaking. "Hey there, buddy," she exclaimed, crouching to pet the exuberant dog. "Looks like he has taken a liking to you," came a voice from behind. Ava turned to see the man approaching, his dark hair slicked back and a warm smile on his face. "Yes, a sweetheart. I love dogs," she replied, trying to keep her heart from racing. "Me too. I am Ethan," he introduced himself, extending his hand, palm open and friendly. "Ava," she said, shaking his hand, surprised by the warmth in his grip. Whether it was the rain or the moment, something about Ethan felt different from the people she usually encountered. Their conversation flowed naturally, laughter mingling with the sound of rain. Ava spoke of her bakery, her dreams, and her struggles, feeling safe in the anonymity of the storm. Ethan listened intently, captivated not only by Ava's words but by the fire in her spirit. He shared snippets of his life, the pressure of his corporate world, and the yearning to find something meaningful. For the first time in years, he felt an authentic connection. I know it sounds clear, but sometimes life pushes us into the storm for a reason, Ethan mused, his eyes reflecting both the raindrops and a glimmer of hope. Ava nodded, her heart swelling with a sense of understanding. I believe that every storm ends, and when it does, we often find something beautiful. As they continued to talk, the rain began to lighten, a tender reminder that even the darkest of storms must yield to the sun. In that moment, Ava felt a flicker of hope, a seed planted in her heart that maybe, just maybe, life could surprise her again. Would you want to grab a coffee sometime? Ethan asked, his voice steady yet laced with a hint of vulnerability. Ava paused, contemplating the offer. Could something beautiful really blossom from a chance meeting in the rain? I do like that, she replied, her voice steady despite the flutter of excitement that coursed through her. As they exchanged numbers, the rain finally ceased, leaving behind a world washed clean and alive. In the distance, a rainbow began to form, its colors vibrant against the backdrop of a still gray sky. Little did they know, their encounter was the beginning of a journey, one filled with challenges, revelations, and the opportunity to redefine their lives. With her heart fluttering, Ava walked back to the bakery, feeling lighter. The storm had tested her, but now she felt a spark of resilience igniting within her, a reminder that every dark cloud eventually gives way to light. And as Ethan stood watching her leave, he felt a pull he hadn't experienced in years, a sense of purpose ignited a flame within him. Both had walked in the rain that day, and little did they know how profoundly the storm would change everything. The sun emerged shyly from behind the clouds, casting a gentle glow over Marlow. Ava stepped into the bakery the next morning, her heart buoyed by the memory of her encounter with Ethan. The air was thick with the warmth of freshly baked cinnamon rolls, and the delicate chime of the bell above the door felt like a welcome song. Good morning, sunshine. Lily greeted, her voice bright with energy. Did you get caught in the storm yesterday? You seemed a little different. Ava's cheeks flushed, and she couldn't help but smile. Just had a memorable walk in the rain, that's all. Memorable, sounds like a story. Lily leaned in, her eyes sparkling with curiosity. Maybe it is, Ava said, her heart fluttering at the thought of Ethan's smile. I met someone. Someone? Like a someone? Ava laughed, shaking her head. We LLC, I don't want to get ahead of myself, yes, just interesting. As she dove into her work, rolling dough and icing pastries, Ava felt a renewed sense of hope. The bakery, her second home, had been like a weight on her shoulders for too long. Today, it felt lighter. With each knead of the dough, she felt more connected to her dreams, like the spark she thought had extinguished was beginning to flicker back to life. Hours passed, and the sun climbed higher, casting shadows that danced across the kitchen floor. Just as Ava began to lose herself in the rhythm of her work, the bell above the door chimed again, and she looked up. Her heart skipped a beat when she saw Ethan standing there, slightly soaked from the remnants of the rain. Hey, he said, a casual smile on his face. I came to try your famous cinnamon rolls. Ava's heart raced. You found your way here? I couldn't resist the allure of something sweet, he teased, stepping closer to the counter. I'll whip you up a fresh batch, just a minute. Ava said, excitement bubbling inside her. She moved about the kitchen, her hands more deft than usual, as if each movement was infused with the possibility of this new connection. So, Ethan turned to her, leaning casually against the counter. I've been thinking about our conversation. I really admire how you spoke about your dreams. Not everyone is brave enough to share their struggles. Ava turned to him, her brow furrowed in thought. It is hard not to dwell on them, especially when every day feels like a battle, but I truly believe there is something more out there waiting for me. Have you ever thought about what that might be? Ethan asked. She hesitated, her heart pounding. To be honest, I've always wanted to travel, to see the world beyond Marlow, to experience life in a way that makes my heart race just like that storm did. Ethan nodded thoughtfully. That sounds incredible. You deserve to chase those dreams, Ava. As she handed him a warm cinnamon roll, their eyes met, and in that moment, a small spark ignited between them. You know, she said, her voice steady, I didn't think I'd ever have the courage to talk about my dreams with anyone again, but with you, it just feels easy. Ethan took a bite and closed his eyes in delight. You have a gift, Ava. These are amazing. Thanks, I've always thought baking was my way of spreading joy, she replied, the warmth of his praise wrapping around her like a cozy blanket. But isn't it also a way for you to escape? He asked, his gaze searching hers. I mean, it is not just about the pastries, is it? Ava paused, realizing how true his words were. "You're right, it's like I am hiding behind the counter, pouring my heart into each cake while the world passes me by. Maybe it is time to step out from behind the counter," Ethan suggested, his eyes filled with sincerity. "You have so much to offer." His words resonated deeply within her. "Maybe I should." As they continued to talk, Ava felt the weight of her fears begin to lift, replaced by a sense of purpose. The connection felt authentic, built on shared dreams and vulnerabilities, and with each passing moment, Ava realized that Ethan wasn't just a stranger, he was someone who truly saw her. Over the next few weeks, Ethan became a constant presence in Ava's life. He would pop into the bakery nearly every day, often offering to lend a hand in the kitchen, which turned into shared laughter, friendly banter, and deep conversations that would stretch long into the evening. One afternoon, as they prepared a batch of cookies for a local charity event, Ethan leaned against the kitchen counter and said, "You know, I've been thinking about you and your dreams a lot. I want to help." Ava looked up from the dough, intrigued. "Help how?" Ethan hesitated, his brow furrowing in thought. "I know a few people in the travel industry. What if we planned a little trip for you, somewhere you've always wanted to go?" Her heart raced, a mixture of excitement and disbelief. "You were serious?" "Absolutely. Life is too short to stay in one place, especially when you have so much passion," he replied, his voice steady. "I want you to experience the world and all its wonders." Ava felt tears prick at the corners of her eyes. "Ethan, this is incredible, but I can't just take something like that from you." "You wouldn't be taking anything from me. I want to see you happy," he said, his gaze unwavering. "You make the world a better place with your baking, and I think you deserve to see how beautiful it is out there." The kind words washed over her like a warm wave, and for the first time in years, Ava felt a genuine sense of hope blooming within her. As the weeks rolled into months, Ava and Ethan became a dynamic duo, working together in the bakery, planning her dream trip, and supporting each other through their individual challenges. Ethan would often share snippets of his life, revealing more about the loneliness that accompanied wealth, while Ava opened her heart about her struggles with grief and guilt from her mother's passing. One late evening, as they cleaned up after a bustling day in the bakery, Ava noticed Ethan's shoulders sagging with exhaustion. "Hey, Ethan," she said, wiping her brow, "you okay?" He turned to her, the weight of the world evident in his eyes. "I am just feeling a bit overwhelmed with work. The pressure can be suffocating sometimes." "It is okay to take a break. You don't always have to carry it all," she said gently, stepping closer. "I know, but I've built this empire, and I want to make something meaningful out of it," he confessed. "But lately, I've felt lost." Ava placed a reassuring hand on his arm. "Maybe you need to walk in the rain again. Sometimes it's okay to get wet and just breathe." Ethan chuckled softly, the tension in his shoulders easing. "You're right. I think I need to find that spark again, just like you've done." "Life is full of storms, but it is also full of rainbows," Ava said, her heart swelling with appreciation for this newfound connection. "I believe in you." The warmth of her support enveloped him. "Thank you, Ava. You've already changed my life in ways I never imagined." And so, they continued to nurture each other as dreams, their bond growing deeper amidst laughter, shared fears, and a renewed love for life. One sunny afternoon, as they sat on a park bench, Ava glanced at the horizon, her heart brimming with excitement and anticipation. "Ethan, I think I am ready to take that trip. I want to explore and feel alive." His eyes sparkled with pride. "I am so proud of you. You were ready to embrace the world." "Let us do this," she laughed, the sound echoing through the air like music. As the weeks passed, they prepared for her journey, each detail more exhilarating than the last. Ava had selected a destination, a small town in Italy known for its breathtaking landscapes and vibrant culture. It had always been a dream of hers, and now, with Ethan's encouragement, it felt tangible. On the day she was set to leave, the bakery was abuzz with excitement. The townspeople gathered to send her off, their support wrapping around her like a warm embrace. Lily stood by her side, tears glistening in her eyes. "You did it, Ava. You were chasing your dreams." Ava smiled, a mix of gratitude and disbelief washing over her. She turned to Ethan, who was watching her with a proud smile. "Thank you for believing in me." He stepped closer, his voice low and sincere. "You believed in yourself, Ava. I just helped you see it." With a final wave to her friends and the bakery, Ava stepped onto the bus that would take her to the airport. As she looked out at Marlow, she felt a rush of hope wash over her. In that moment, she understood that the journey wasn't just about seeing new places. It was about discovering herself and embracing the beauty of life, one adventure at a time. As the bus pulled away, she glanced at the familiar coastal town receding in the distance. The landscape blurred, merging into a tapestry of memories, dreams, and the promise of new beginnings. Ava pressed her face against the window, her heart racing with excitement and apprehension. She was finally on her way to Italy, a place she had long dreamed of, a place that felt alive with possibilities. The flight was smooth, and as she soared above the clouds, Ava thought about how far she had come in such a short time. She closed her eyes, recalling Ethan's words, "You deserve to chase those dreams." Those words had become a mantra, echoing in her mind and fueling her determination. When the plane touched down in Venice, Ava felt a rush of adrenaline. The vibrant colors, the sounds of laughter and music, the scent of fresh pasta wafting through the air was also intoxicating. As she stepped onto the cobblestone streets, she felt the weight of her old life lift, replaced by a sense of wonder. This was a new chapter, and she was ready to write it. Billionaire, a friendly local, greeted her with a warm smile, offering her a pastry from a nearby cafe. Ava accepted it, savoring the flaky layers and sweet cream filling. "Delicious, right?" the woman asked, her eyes twinkling. "It is incredible, thank you," Ava replied, feeling an overwhelming sense of gratitude. With each step down the narrow streets, Ava felt more alive than ever. She explored the winding alleys, admiring the intricate architecture and vibrant colors of the buildings. Each corner revealed a new treasure: a quaint bookstore, a bustling market, a hidden cafe. She found herself laughing and chatting with locals, her heart swelling with joy. But as the days passed, the thrill of adventure came with its own set of challenges. Ava quickly realized that navigating a foreign country wasn't as easy as it seemed. On her third day, she missed the bus to a nearby village, her plans thrown into disarray. "Why did I think I could do this?" she muttered to herself, her frustration mounting. The vibrant sights around her faded into a blur of disappointment. Just then, an older woman approached, noticing Ava's distress. "Lost?" the woman asked, her voice gentle. "I missed my bus to Burano," Ava replied, trying to mask her frustration. "I had it all planned." "Bah, but sometimes the best adventures come from the unexpected," the woman said with a knowing smile. "I can take you there by boat if you like, come." Ava hesitated but felt a flicker of hope spark within her. "Really? That would be wonderful." As they boarded the small boat, the woman introduced herself as Alina. The two shared stories as they glided over the shimmering water, laughter mingling with the gentle lapping of waves against the hull. Ava learned about Alina's life in Venice, her family's history, and the secrets of the islands. Their conversation was a reminder that kindness often comes from unexpected places. Alina's warmth filled the boat, and Ava felt the weight of her earlier disappointment lift. "Thank you for this, I needed it," she said, smiling brightly. "Life has a way of surprising us, doesn't it?" Alina replied, her eyes twinkling. "Just remember, it is okay to get a little lost sometimes. That is how we find ourselves." Ava took her words to heart. That day in Burano, with its colorful houses and vibrant canals, was a pivotal moment. She wandered freely, her spirit buoyed by serendipity. She painted the picturesque scenes in her mind, capturing the essence of her journey in ways beyond photographs. Back in Marlow, Ethan was busy at the bakery, working diligently alongside Lily to keep things running smoothly. He often found himself glancing at his phone, waiting for news from Ava. The days felt longer without her laughter and presence, but he knew she was embarking on a journey that would change her life. "Do you think she is okay?" he asked Lily one afternoon as they prepared for a busy day. "Of course she is in Italy, living her dream," Lily replied, rolling her eyes playfully. "But I get it, you miss her." "More than I expected," Ethan admitted, his heart heavy. He had found solace in their connection, a sense of purpose he hadn't experienced in years. As the days turned into weeks, Ava immersed herself deeply in the culture. She learned to cook authentic Italian dishes, took painting classes inspired by the breathtaking landscapes, and even joined a small group of travelers exploring the hidden gems of the region. One evening, as she sat in a quaint trattoria, savoring a bowl of pasta, she struck up a conversation with a fellow traveler named Marco. He was an artist, passionate about capturing the beauty of the world through his paintings. "Where are you from?" Marco asked, his eyes alight with curiosity. "I am from a small town in the United States," Ava replied, her heart swelling as she shared her story. "It has been a journey to get here, but I am finally chasing my dreams." "Dreams are worth chasing," he said, nodding thoughtfully. "What do you want to do when you return?" Ava paused, contemplating the question. "I want to bring this experience back with me, to inspire others to follow their passions. I want to create a space where people can come together, share stories, and celebrate life." Marco smiled, a genuine warmth radiating from him. That's beautiful. You should create that space. The world needs more people like you. Ava's heart raced at the thought. Maybe I will, she whispered, her mind racing with ideas. As her time in Italy drew to a close, Ava returned to Venice to say goodbye to Alina. They met at the same spot where they had first met, the sun shining brightly over the water. Ava felt a pang of sadness as she hugged Alina tightly. Thank you for everything, she said, her voice thick with emotion. You've shown me so much more than this beautiful city. Alina smiled, her eyes glistening. You are light, Ava. Remember to carry that light with you wherever you go. The world needs it. With her heart full, Ava boarded her flight home, her mind buzzing with inspiration and ideas. She wanted to bring back the magic she had found in Italy, the joy of connection, the thrill of adventure, and the belief that dreams could become reality. Back in Marlow, the bakery welcomed her like an old friend. The familiar sense enveloped her, grounding her in the present. But Ava was different now. She felt renewed, ready to breathe life back into her dreams. Welcome back, Globetrotter, Lily exclaimed, her arms wide open for a hug. Tell me everything. As Ava recounted her adventures, her passion ignited the room, wrapping everyone in her enthusiasm. Ethan listened intently, his heart swelling with pride. You've changed, he said quietly as their eyes met. You shine brighter than ever. I have you to thank for that, Ava replied, her voice steady. You believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. One evening, as they cleaned up after closing, Ethan turned to her with a newfound seriousness. Ava, I've been thinking a lot about what you said while you were away, about wanting to create a space for people to connect and share. What if we did that together? Her heart raced. Together, how? What if we opened a community center, a place where people can come for workshops, share their passions, and support each other? Ethan's eyes sparkled with excitement. Ava's breath caught in her throat. That's incredible, but it would take so much. Together, we can make it happen. Just like you chased your dreams in Italy, we can create something beautiful right here, he said, his voice filled with determination. Ava felt a rush of hope wash over her. You really think we can? Absolutely, we have the passion, the vision, and the community behind us. We can make a difference. With each passing day, their dream took form. They sought out local artists to lead workshops, organized events that celebrated creativity, and invited people to share their stories. The bakery transformed into a bustling hub of inspiration and connection, a place where dreams were nurtured and struggles were shared. As the grand opening approached, the community rallied around them. Ava stood alongside Ethan, her heart full as they welcomed friends, families, and neighbors into their new venture. Laughter filled the air, enveloping them in warmth and camaraderie. Thank you for believing in this, Ethan, Ava said, her eyes shining brightly. I believed in you, he replied, his voice steady. Together, we make each other better. The struggles they faced had only fueled their resilience. They learned to navigate obstacles as a team, drawing strength from each other and their shared vision. And in the process, they discovered the beauty of the human spirit, how kindness, perseverance, and unwavering support could transform lives. As the sun set over Marlow, casting a golden hue across the bakery, Ava realized that she had indeed found something beautiful in her journey. It wasn't just about chasing dreams, it was about creating a space for others to chase theirs too. In that moment, she understood that walking in the rain had led her to something extraordinary, a reminder that the storms of life could give way to the brightest rainbows. As the opening day of their community center neared, the excitement in Marlow was palpable. Posters plastered throughout town invited everyone to the grand opening of the Haven, a place where dreams were born, nurtured, and celebrated. Ava and Ethan had poured their hearts into every inch of the space, transforming it into a cozy haven filled with art, laughter, and warmth. The day before the opening, Ava stood in the kitchen of the bakery preparing pastries for the event. She rolled out dough, her hands moving almost instinctively, but her mind was a whirlwind. What if no one shows up? She muttered to herself, her brow furrowing in doubt. Lily, who was busy icing cupcakes nearby, shot her a reassuring look. Ava, you've created something beautiful. People will come. You redoing this for them, remember? I know, but it is just so new. What if it flops? Ava sighed, wiping her hands on her apron. Then we learn and grow. This is just the beginning. You're not alone in this, Lily said, her voice steady. You've got Ethan, the community, and your dreams pushing you forward. Ava paused, taking a deep breath. You're right. I can't let fear hold me back. I just want to create something meaningful. As they continued to prepare, Ethan popped his head into the bakery, his usual bright smile illuminating the room. Hey, Dream Team, how is the final countdown going? Just trying to keep the nerves at bay, Ava replied, her voice laced with uncertainty. Nothing to be nervous about. We've worked hard, and we've got a town ready to embrace this. Ethan's enthusiasm was infectious, sending a spark of hope through her. I just wanted to be perfect, Ava admitted, her eyes meeting his. Ethan stepped closer, taking her hands in his. It will be perfect because it is from your heart. Trust in that. The community will feel your passion. His words resonated deeply within her. Thank you, Ethan. I really needed that, she said, squeezing his hands reassuringly. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow over Marlow, Ava felt a rush of determination swell within her. Together, they would create something beautiful, a place where dreams could flourish and hearts could heal. The following day, the atmosphere was electric. The community center was filled with laughter and chatter as people streamed through the doors, eager to witness the magic that Ava and Ethan had created. The scent of freshly baked pastries wafted through the air, wrapping around everyone like a loving hug. Welcome to the Haven, Ava called out, her voice ringing with excitement. We're so glad you're here. People milled about, exploring the colorful art displays and engaging in conversations. A warmth enveloped the room, fueled by the spirit of connection that Ava had envisioned. Look at all these smiles, Lily exclaimed, her eyes wide with joy as she observed the crowd. But amidst the celebration, Ava felt a tightening in her chest. Do you think they really believe in this? She whispered to Lily, her voice barely above a murmur. Of course, just look at them. This is what you wanted, to create a space for people to feel alive and connected, Lily reassured her. As the night progressed, Ava took a moment to step outside, seeking a breath of fresh air. The evening sky was painted in shades of lavender and gold, a beautiful reminder of the journey they had embarked on. Ethan joined her, leaning against the wall. How are you holding up? Good, I think. I just can't shake this feeling that I am not enough, she confessed, staring at the ground. Ava, you are more than enough. You've shared your heart, and look at all these people who showed up to support you. This is about more than just you. It is about creating a community, Ethan said, his gaze unwavering. She took a deep breath, letting his words wash over her. You were right. Thank you for always reminding me of that. Ethan smiled softly. That is what partners are for. With a newfound sense of clarity, they returned inside, where laughter and music filled the air. They mingled with guests, sharing stories and visions, and as the night unfolded, Ava saw the impact of their work in the faces of those around her. The conversation sparked creativity, and dreams ignited among the attendees. As the event neared its conclusion, Ava took the stage, her heart racing in her chest. Thank you all for being here tonight, she began, her voice trembling slightly. This isn't just our dream, it has a shared vision. Together, we can create a space that inspires, supports, and uplifts each other. Applause erupted, filling her with warmth. I believe in the power of community, in the strength of our stories. Let us build a haven together, a place where everyone can shine. Cheers erupted from the crowd, and the energy surged around her. Ava's heart soared, and she felt a sense of belonging she hadn't experienced in years. As the event ended and guests began to disperse, Ava and Ethan stood together, watching the last of their friends leave. We did it, Ava said, her voice thick with emotion. It was everything I dreamed of and more. I am so proud of you, Ethan replied, wrapping an arm around her shoulders. You've touched so many lives tonight. In that moment, Ava realized how far she had come from a girl lost in grief and uncertainty to a woman who had found her voice and her purpose. She had weathered storms, faced fears, and embraced the beauty of connection. But just as she felt the thrill of their success, a familiar shadow of doubt crept in. What if it doesn't last? What if we can't keep this going? Ava's voice wavered, vulnerability creeping back in. Every journey faces challenges, Ava, but together we can navigate them, Ethan reassured her. We've built something meaningful, and we'll adapt as we go. Trust in that. The words resonated within her, the truth blossoming in her heart. You were right, I can't let fear dictate my journey, we'll figure it out together. Days turned into weeks, and the community center flourished. Workshops thrived, creativity blossomed, and people began to share their stories openly. Ava and Ethan nurtured the space with love and dedication, drawing from the strength of the community around them. But challenges did arise. There were moments when attendance dipped and doubt began to creep in once more. One evening, after a lackluster workshop, Ava sat at the counter, frustration simmering within her. I don't understand. We were trying so hard, but it feels like we were losing momentum, she sighed, resting her head in her hands. Ethan joined her, concern etched on his face. Ava, every initiative has its ebbs and flows. Remember why we started this? Because we believed in the power of connection. I know, but it's just hard sometimes. I don't want to let anyone down, she replied, her voice breaking. Then don't focus on the numbers, focus on the impact, Ethan said gently. Every person that walks through the door is a chance to ignite a spark, even if it is just one connection made, it is worth it. Ava looked up, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. You always know what to say. Because I believe in you, he replied, his voice steady. And I know that every setback is just a setup for a comeback. Together, we'll rise. As time passed, Ava learned to embrace the challenges and see them as opportunities for growth. They experimented with new ideas, reaching out to different groups in the community, and gradually the center began to thrive again. One day, as they prepared for another workshop, Ava noticed a familiar face among the attendees, a young girl named Mia, who had been shy and withdrawn during previous visits. Ava greeted her warmly, kneeling to meet her gaze. Hi, Mia, are you excited for today? Mia nodded, her small smile lighting up her face. I am going to paint today, she exclaimed, her enthusiasm infectious. I can't wait to see your masterpiece. Just remember, it doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be from your heart, Ava encouraged her. As the workshop unfolded, Ava watched Mia come alive, her spirit shining through her art. It was moments like this that reminded her of the impact they were making. After the workshop, Mia's mother approached Ava, tears in her eyes. Thank you for nurturing her creativity. Have you seen such a difference in her since she started coming here? It means the world to me. Ava felt a swell of gratitude, her heart warming at the connection they had created. That's why we're here, to support each other and let our dreams flourish. As the months rolled on, the haven became a beacon of light in Marlow, a place where kindness and creativity thrived. Ava and Ethan continued to build their partnership, not just in their work but in their lives, drawing strength from one another amidst the challenges. One evening, as they cleaned up after another successful event, Ethan turned to Ava, his eyes shining with sincerity.